I am super proud of my kids' fight. The bounce back from Friday was extraordinary. It didn't end the way that we wanted. I think we had a pretty big slip up in the second quarter, but I think that we were resilient. We bounced back, and we showed some really good things today. So very proud of my team, and this one hurts, but it's promising, and that is all that I can ask for.
Kayla tied a career high with 21 tonight. You made 5 threes after a quiet night on Friday. What was able to work for you today to kind of get you in the rhythm in that third quarter especially, and then kind of carry it on from there?
I think I just had some open threes, so just taking my time, setting my feet, and my teammates were hitting me. I feel like once I saw the ball go in the basket, that really helped. And then my teammates just kept feeding me, telling me to shoot it. Coach E kept telling me to shoot it, so just shot it, and it went in.
Coach, you talked about energy, finding people who want to play. That start 23-11 in the first quarter. What do you see from your group out of the gates here?
I saw a response to a challenge, right? Like this is something that I know that we can do, which I think is why it was so frustrating when we were not playing that way, right? And so I think we sat down as a team yesterday. We had a problem-solving war room as opposed to a aggressive or more, I just say aggressive war room, and I think that was very helpful. It helped us have a goal, and it was little things. It wasn't like points. It was how many celebrations can we have every single quarter. When things start to go bad, how are we picking people up? Do we have positive touches? Are we hitting the open person? Are you picking people up when things go wrong? And I think that was probably the biggest difference between Friday's game and today's game, is that we played together, and because of that we were able to score 76 points, right? It's what we do is not rocket science, right? The team that plays together, the team that plays hard usually are the teams that are successful. So a couple of minor adjustments that we need to make, but I'll take a loss like this any day than a loss where I feel like we've quit.
And then a similar question to you, Kayla. What was kind of the conversation amongst you and the other players after Friday to come back out here today and have a really strong showing, especially with that strong start in the first quarter?
I think a lot of it was centered kind of towards confidence on the court and just making basketball fun. I think we kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves, especially after a loss like that, but just going out, doing the little things, celebrating the little things, that really helped us kind of pick back up tonight. Not expecting perfection, just doing the best you can.
You mentioned the second quarter and the response from that. I guess what was the talk at halftime after they kind of made that run to get back ahead, and then the third quarter, you guys came back with 26 points of your own in that third. So
we just reiterated the keys to the game, right? Like we were scoring the basketball pretty well. Even though we only had 12 points, we still were like 45 points or something like that at halftime. That's a lot of points, right? So, the emphasis wasn't really offense. It was all about our keys to the game, which was rebounding, right? Like keeping them off the offensive boards, transition. We felt like they had too many fast break points. They had 11 at the half, and they finished with 13. So we talked about that. We talked about one-on-one defense, right? Like this is a team that does dribble drive. So you have to be able to guard one-on-one. And that's something that we practiced all week, knowing that we had that coming up. And we came up a little bit short in that area. But again, a lot of things that we can kind of grow from. I thought the response was really good after we just kind of refocused. But yeah, and then Bella getting in foul trouble too kind of hurt momentum a little bit, but for the most part, I'm super proud. I think Marley Long came in and gave us some really good minutes today. 15 minutes, and all 15 minutes and 4 seconds, she was just terrorizing their best player, making everything really hard for her. So I'm very, very proud of her. Very proud of Nat. 4 for 7. As a freshman who struggled with injury throughout this entire year, she's still struggling with it. For her to bounce back in that way, there were a lot of bright spots today.
Another bright spot, you only had 1 turnover in the second half. You won the turnover battle against a team who's second in the nation in turnover margin. just your thoughts on taking care of the basketball, because they've been hounding teams all season long, essentially.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool to hear, because I'll make sure that I talk to my team about that on Tuesday, because I think that, we had been getting pressed. We were turning the ball over. We were so worried about what the defense was doing, and we were overanalyzing the press break instead of just hitting the open person. So I'm glad that we were able to stay poised. I think Anahi came in and played some backup point guard for us at times. Mo came in and gave us some really good minutes as well. So that I'm glad to hear that, because I will share that with them when we are taking care of the ball, when we're sharing the ball. 16 assists to 13 turnovers. That's really good basketball for us.
And then last question for you, Kayla. Just how much easier does it make it for you? Bella had 20. Cass ended up with 12. When it's kind of hard for the defense to know who's going to be taking that shot when you guys are all kind of on. How much easier does it make it for you to find your shot?
Yeah, a lot easier. The pick and roll was really working for us tonight. They would hit me on the kickback. So, a lot easier. Bella and Cass, they both get down the lane really well. So just knowing that and spotting up, but it helps a lot when you have a lot of weapons.
And then last question, Coach. It's a narrow loss to a really good team. How much does this help kind of carrying into next weekend, all the positives we've just talked about, really, from this game?
I think it helps a lot. I think everybody's morale is very high, right? And that is all that I can ask for, coming off of 3 really heartbreaking games, right? Starting with the Drexel game, everybody was heartbroken. Everybody was literally spiraling downhill. And then you get to Delaware, which is a hot team right now, but also to play a team like that after this demoralizing loss was very difficult. And then you come back with number 1, right? It was just a really rough stretch. And then so to play this team the way that we did, the aggression that we showed within our press, when you press is high risk, high reward. We turn them over a lot, and yeah, you give up a couple of shots, but it's just that's the price of admission, right? But it helped us be better defenders when we did that. So I think going into this weekend is senior night. We really want to represent our seniors and also our juniors that are graduating in 3 years, which we have 2 this season. To be able to play for the people that have put so much time in, I think we can all really just find togetherness in that. I think we can find fight in that and really just, send them off with a positive note.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.